15 book series that I want to start in 2015. These series I have not started. I've only read like one book, so I have to reread it. So I want to start this video off with 2 series that I want to complete or start, but the books aren't out. So this is Stranger Never After by Susan Dennard. I completed the first 2 in 2015. This is the conclusion to the series. I just got it on Monday, but I really, really want to read this before I start Susan Dennard's new series, The Truth Witch. And this is a new release, so there's no book out, but I figured this can kind of, in theory, count as 2 books back to back because they're the same author, even though they're totally different series. But I'm so excited to complete Something Strange and Deadly, that series, and start reading Truth Witch, which I'm so, so excited about. And then the next book, these are the series that I have on my shelves that I want to read back to back, get them done. Most of these I have at least 2 books. So this is the Dune series. This is by Carrie Corp and Lori Langdon. This is actually the second book in the series. I have the first book and the third book on my Kindle, and I've already read the first book, and I really liked it. And it left on kind of a cliffhanger, but I read it about, I would say, close to 2 years ago at this point, so I'll have to reread the first one and then read this one. But I'm super excited to complete the series. I think now it's done. I think that there's only supposed to be 3 books, so I actually have the entire series on my Kindle, which is great. And then the next book I want to read is not considered a series, but I want to reread Fangirl by Rain Morel, and then I want to read Carry On, the fan fiction that was inspired by this. And I read this about 2 years ago, or maybe a year ago. No, 2 years ago, definitely 2 years ago. So I'm really excited to reread this book and then reread the fan fiction that inspired it. I've been talking a lot in the past year about wanting to read more of Jennifer L. Armentrout's book. So I have the Lux series. I actually have the first 4 books in this series. I think it's a 5-book series, so I might actually almost have them all. So this has Obsidian and the Onyx books. And I'm so excited to read this. I really loved her Don't Look Back series, which was contemporary, but I'm excited to read her paranormal series. And then I really would love to, if I get the chance this year, to also read her Half-Blood series, because I heard it's so cool and I heard a lot of really good things about it. And the next series I would love to start is the Poison Princess series by Kresley Skoll. This is the Arcane Chronicles. I heard about this from Cassidy Vonich, and I got this about 2 years ago, but I finally got the second book so I can marathon them as well, which is great. And then I want to start as well the Beautiful and the Cursed series. I have the Beautiful and the Cursed, and I have the Lovely and the Lost, and the Wonderful and the Wicked just came out, and I think the story is about gargoyles. So I'm excited to start this and let you guys know my thoughts. As I talked about in my book haul, I got Steadfast by Claudia Gray, so I need to read Spellcaster and Steadfast. Again, back-to-back marathoning. And then I want to also read The Death Cure and The Kill Order in time for September, when the prequel novel that actually follows Thomas is out. So I have this book. I got this about sometimes over the summer, so I wanted to read Death Cure and then read this, and this is the actual prequel to it, and that doesn't follow Thomas, and the new one coming out in September does. And I also want to read The Death Code by Andrew Lane, and I have the first 5 books in this series, so I want to read at least the first 2, hopefully to complete the series, because I have them all, and I really am on like a mystery and sci-fi and fantasy kick, so hopefully this will like stead some of that. So that's one thing I would like to read as well. I started the Fallen Kingdom series over the summer, and I was less than impressed with it because it was very, very reminiscent of the Game of Thrones series, but I've heard that the series gets good. So I have Rebel Spring and I have Gathering Darkness, and I also know that there's the spin-off series, and then there's Arctic Circle that just came out. So hopefully I'll get to read these as well. And I also have Anti-Goddess by Kendra Blake, and I have the second one, which is Mortal Gods, and I heard that this is it's just Cassandra. She's the daughter of a god, and she has no idea. It's kind of Percy Jackson inspired, but I think that this is it's a trilogy, so I'll have to look up the new one, but this is another book that I've had on my shelf for a while, so I'm excited to see what this book is all about. As I mentioned in my book haul, I also picked up the last book in the Ruby Red series, so now I can finally start this series, which is very exciting, and then I could just plow right through it. I might actually read all three of these back to back. These covers are gorgeous, and it's basically about time travel. The next series I hope to start is the Frostfire series by Amanda Knocking. This is the first book in the Kane Chronicles, and I have Frostfire, and the second book is Icecast. This book is actually set in the same world as the Trill series, but I'm not going to read that series yet. I don't know if that's a bad decision. If you think it is, comment below. But I have the first 2 books, and then the last one, The Crystal Kingdom, just came out recently. As I mentioned in my book haul, I got the Archive. I got the Unbound, so I would like to read the Archive and the Unbound together. This is by Victoria Schwab, and it's about like ghosts and histories and a library. So that sounds very, very cool. So I'm so excited to see where this book series has now that I have both of them. And as I mentioned in my book haul, I also got The Fifth Wave, and I want to read The Fifth Wave and The Infinite Sea, and I don't know if The Last Star's out, but I would love to read that as well. Definitely read this, at least in time recently for the movie, so I can kind of compare. And then the last series I want to start in 2016 is The Midnight Thief, and this is, The Midnight Thief is the first one, and The Daughter of Dusk is the second one. I got this at Comic-Con, that's why I have a hardback. I have The Midnight Thief on my Kindle. But I'm very excited to read this book and see what's going on. These are all the books. I really hope I'll get to read all these. This is like my goal, to finish all these in addition to everything else I talked about. But I hope you guys are having a great day. Let me know what your top book in 2016 is that you would like to read. Any new releases you guys are excited about, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!